Alright, I am charging up batteries for tomorrow. We've got a flight planned, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's what that is. I am working on a new quad tonight. We have the 1S on the bench tonight. We've got, let's take a look at the frame first, shall we? So, looking around, I found something called the CreamPuff from AirBlade. And I thought it was a fitting name for what we want to do, something very light that was just fun to kind of fly indoors if we can. And this is 1.5 millimeter carbon, and I don't think it's 1.5 millimeter. It might be 1.5. It might be. Yeah, it might just qualify for 1.5 millimeter carbon. And it comes with a little bag of goodies and a TPU mount for a typical nano cam, it looks like, but we're not going to run a nano cam because we're not going to run a typical setup here since we're just going to be flying indoors with it. We're going to do an all-in-one Whoop style cam for this, and I actually have it's printing right now. Actually I have two different tops I'm printing right now for this guy. So both are based on 16 by 16, which brings us to the next part of this, and that is this guy, the Teeny F4, and this is kind of a hard to find item. It's a 5 amp ESC and F4 microcontroller without a bunch of pins between the stacks. That's sort of a common trend among the micros now, is to have your 16 by 16 have pins come up, and then the ESC or your flight controller sit down on top of that ESC, and vice versa, or whatever. You get the idea. Basically, the stack becomes a stack, and you can't break them apart. You can't do anything else with it, which is kind of annoying. So I wanted something that ran 5 amp instead of 12 amp, because I'm going to be spinning some we have two options for motors here, and I'm not sure which I'm really going to go with in the end. I have these Brother Hobby returners, and these are a bit controversial for 1S because they are enormous. These are 1402s. And what I thought was, these are 9500 kV, right? Which is pretty low. I thought a steep, like 3-inch prop. We could put like a steep 3-inch prop on this thing and just, you know, have it be the lightest thing ever. And these would have enough torque to turn them. Now, I also have some Emax 1550 or 15,500. 15,500 802s. So if these don't work out for us, we have that as a fallback. But these have the whatever this is, the 9 by 9 mounting pattern. And just looking here, trying to line this up, I want to make sure it actually does go. In some configuration. I guess 2 would be plenty, right? Yeah, something like, I reckon that'll work, right? I reckon. And I know this, like I said, this is a bit controversial because it's got a lot more weight to it and a lot more heft to it than what you'd normally expect. But it is rated for like 5 amps. So, you know, we can, in theory, turn a nice heavy blade on it and turn it nice and slow and get a lot of lift out of it. So, something worth trying. If we end up blowing the stack, we blow the stack. It's not the end of the world. I think I paid $40 for this. I had to buy it off of eBay, so kind of a weird one, but it it took 1S on a 16 by 16, which not a lot of stacks do. In fact, looking over here, I have the HDLRC 4-in-1, and it is rated for 2S only. So you can run as low as 2S on it. You can't run a 1S, or that's my belief. And it comes with an XT60 connector, so you're pretty much guaranteed to have to run a little guy. So anyway, that's what we're going to build tonight, hopefully, and get it all rocking and rolling. So let's get started. Oh, and one last thing, I know you guys want to know that it's running a Crossfire. So I don't run anything without Crossfire anymore, unless I absolutely have to. And then, like I mentioned, this is the camera that we're going to be putting on top. Like I said, this is just the wrong kind of canopy for this. I can use this for something else, I'm sure, but this little guy just doesn't really go well like that. And so I'm printing out 2 different canopies, and one of them's bound to work. If not, we'll mock something up in Tinkercad and get something printed out from that. So hopefully that I don't have to mess with again. And let's go ahead and start getting our motors mounted up. So we've got shorts and longs. We don't need the longs on this 1.5mm, and these shorts should be short enough, I hope. So, yep, should be a fun little stack to get going. Now, I don't think that this thing is sighted, so whichever side looks the best, we'll put that side up. I guess this side. I guess. I don't think it really matters. Let's do this side up. Why not? Why not? Yeah, busy weekend, Christmas time. Oh, that's my battery. So, like I said, those are my interruptions. So, let me pause it here for just a minute. Okay, let's finish up what we were doing here, which was installing this little motor, and get this guy on here. Yeah, and I'm just, I don't know if you can see down in there, but just double checking the height and length of these screws going into this. We just don't want to interfere with anything at all. That actually looks pretty good. Yeah, we are cooking. And yeah, I don't need all of these screws, but you know what? Came with it, so might as well, right? Yeah, I like it. Okay, next. Alright, another one, and we got shorts and we got longs, and then this box, both go in the trash. These guys out. Yeah, going to my dad's house for Christmas. Thought I'd bring along a couple of drones. Bringing a DJI, well actually 2 DJIs, and 3 DJIs, I guess, technically. Guess why wouldn't I bring all the DJIs? I guess I am bringing all the DJIs. Anyway, should be fun. I might bring my tiny shark with me. Might bring my tiny hawk with me. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And speaking of which, let me take a second to take the battery out of my GoPro. Oh, come on. Open up. Put it on the charger, because that would be a bummer. Take off tomorrow and be like, oh shit, I didn't charge up my GoPro. Yeah, always good to get everything on the charger the night before you're flying. Figure we'll get there about noon tomorrow. It's only about 45, well, I shouldn't say that. It's about 45 miles away, but it's about 90 minutes. That's Northern Virginia for you. There ain't no such thing as a straight line, Northern Virginia. Alright. We got these guys. Ow. Come on, open up. I'm gonna need to turn off. There we go. Yep, we got the long ones, we got the short ones. And yeah, I haven't flown this stack before. In fact, this is only the third micro I've technically built, so you guys are coming along for the ride, getting to see the whole gamut. And the next one I'm going to do, I've changed my schedule actually. I'm not going to do the Spentec next. I was going to do a 4S Spentec, but I'm switching it up, and I'm actually going to do a 2S Tadpole. It might end up being 3S, but 2S Tadpole, 3S Tadpole, something like that on 450 milliamp hour, 3S I think. I think I'll probably end up doing 3S. So, and I'm going to run the F10 motors, which are 1104 7500 kV. That's a little lower kV than the website recommends, our Matin website, the Tadpole's by our Matin, by the way. So it comes with their warranty and everything else. So if I break it, it's covered. And so what I'll do is I'll run that with those, the F10 from T-Motor, and then I'm going to run the an HDLRC stack, which luckily just came in yesterday. Oh, come on. Yep, HDLRC stack, which came in yesterday, and a probably a RunCam Nano, and VTX. I haven't decided on yet, but it'll probably end up being the TBS one, the Unify Pro Nano, whatever, the small one, the one meant for, you know, the one that does 400 watts or milliwatts and is like as big as my thumbnail. Yeah, that one. It's kind of hard to argue with that kind of power to performance in that package. Yep. So, and yeah, should be a fun little adventure to get that up and running. Okay. Alright, well, we didn't screw anything up. We got everything pointed towards the middle of the board, which is good. So now we've got a couple of screws here, and these are good, they're hex. These are hex, and we shall take these guys, figure out what we've got here. Looks like a couple of standoffs, and now we're ready for this. Alright, this is the ESC. That's a little tiny guy. And here's a little bucket of bolts and cable. And here is the flight controller. Yep, that's it. Little itty bitty guy. It doesn't have a lot of options on it. It's got like a... Good God, it's got printing on here. It's got video in, video out, S-Bus, and that's about it, honestly. And luckily, you can configure the Crossfire for S-Bus. So, we're in the clear. I'm going to toss that. We don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this. Really don't need these anymore. Or this. Nope. And let's clean up our messes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy all tinned up. Do we want to... Huh. Discovered something new. Yeah, we'll come up from the bottom. So. And we can probably get away with what we got in here. We do have other standoffs, so alright, so we got a cable, got a whole bunch of goodies, but I think are those metal? Let's go ahead and run these guys. Let's go ahead and run one of these down. Just to hold it in place up off the deck a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea. God, this thing is tiny. I'm afraid I'm going to break this carbon off. Yep, pretty small, all things considered. Just checking my batteries over here, making sure they're not overheating. I charge at 1S, so it's not like I go apeshit on them. Figure 1S is pretty safe. Don't need to worry too much about it right this second anyway. As long as I'm down here doing it. We're about half an hour into our print as well. So we should be ready to go here in a couple minutes with that. Okay. I don't really see a good directional way to determine direction, but I am thinking that if we rubber band these guys underneath, we need to decide now if we want to do it this way, then that be the front, if we want to do it that way, and mount the batteries crosswise. So, and I'm really not sure which way to go with it. We can go crosswise with it. I guess, transverse mounting. Is there any reason to go one way or another? Is the question. That is the question, I reckon. Yeah. All right. So if that's the case, we're going to mount it transverse. Yeah. So let's grab one of our planned batteries. Jesus, 650s. Really? Are these HV? Yes, they are. Wow. Alright, so we've got 650s from Beta FPV that we can run, and we've got 450s. Now, if we say we're going to run like that, we need a wire to come way out over here. But if we run them like this, it can hang out the back. So I'm tempted to make this the front. Sounds like I have a battery done. Yes, yes, yes. I know. I heard it for the first time. Well, it says it 9 times. But battery is fully charged. Battery is fully charged. And then there's this guy. So they both have the same connector on them. So all we need to do is get that connector, which I believe is one of these. Yeah. Let's not touch the ends together, Bob. Yeah. So. Yeah, alright. And then if we want, we can run. Yeah. That got hot real fast. I didn't touch the ends together. Unless I did. I mean, I reckon I could have. Whatever. No, I must have touched them together. Alright. Scary. Anyway, so yeah, little one of the two will make it work either way. Again, light. We can do these guys with this guy. Yeah, so I'm gonna mount them. I'm gonna mount them like this, basically. With, is that the right way to do it? So this guy has these terminals near the back. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll clip these guys right about there, solder them up on that. And that should give us plenty of space to run. Yeah. I'm not going overkill, like, you know, Kebab FPV does and stripping off all the cable or all the what's the word I'm looking for? Shielding, I guess. The insulation off of this guy. That's just that's a bit overkill in my opinion, but he gets some hell of a performance out of his quads. I mean, hell of a performance. Okay. Alrighty. Of course, I would set all my batteries right on my cable. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing great here. All right, we got our Hako set to about 400 degrees Celsius, about 750 degrees. That should be more than enough for this work. And we're just gonna get this guy nice and hot. Yep. And on, and this guy is going to be a little harder. There we go. Yeah, the negative pads are always a lot harder because pretty much the entire plate here is grounded as a default, and then etched into that are the positive traces. So it usually takes a bit of effort to really get that guy to heat up enough to do what you want. Little balls of solder. Alright, and we're going to put our motor wires on the top side because I don't see a reason not to. Okay. Good God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm not crazy about micro pads. You all know that. It's just a bit too close for comfort, you know. All right, good. And then, God, this thing is so tiny. All right. So we said that we wanted to connect this guy up. Okay, positive and negative. Okay. Turn those wires like that. Do the negative wire first. Yep. Hopefully this angle is a little better for viewing my soldering. I've changed the camera a little bit. Positioned it a little bit further out from where I had it before. hopefully makes it a little bit easier. Alright. I'm good with that. Yeah. I reckon I'm ready to mow right with that. We're gonna run our unusually tall standoffs, which I don't like those standoffs, actually. I do not like them. And I do not like those. Where'd you go, man? There's a bus, man. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. 36 minutes in. Okay, good. Just double checking my camera. It's been cutting off on me. Don't want that shit to keep going. Alright. So, as I mentioned in my previous video, which you may or may not have seen, these are 3D printed spacers, and they are a lifesaver. And they're TPU, so they're pretty nice and flexible. And I like them an awful lot. They're going to be tall enough. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. This is the front. Just got to sit down on there like so. Yeah, I prefer using TPU for these guys right here, just because it's a flexible. Should keep them just a little better. All right, now comes the hard part of doing this on camera, so you can actually see what I'm doing and getting it all done. Shit balls. Let's not destroy our electronics yet again. Try your best just to follow along at home. That's it. It's actually smaller than that. It's pretty rare to find one even smaller than that. What is that, 1.5? I bet it's this guy right here. Every once in a while, I need one smaller than shit. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, 0.05 inches. You know, on second thought, there might actually be a good reason to put it up a little bit higher, but I don't know. We shall see. Not going to interfere with our pads at all, which is good. Yep, print out some TPU spacers and you will be sitting pretty if you ever need to do anything at all. They are ridiculously useful to have on hand. Oh gosh. Let's not break our electronics yet again. Okay. 2 down, 2 to go. Yep. Most exciting part of this build. It's when Bob screws his quad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody knows it. Yeah. It's tight too. It's a bad joke. I shouldn't be making jokes like that. This is a family channel. Well, not a family channel. I don't give a fuck about your family. Your family's like my family. They've heard enough of these cuss words to last a lifetime. Yeah. Last one. And we'll be in good shape here. Yeah. Get these screwed down. There's no serrations on that. That one's got serrations. Cheap Chinese garbage. Every once in a while I'd buy something and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's good enough. Nope. I really do need to go through my tools and decide what's worth keeping and what's garbage. Anything you haven't used in like 5 years or anything you don't like using even though you have it, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, well, what would you use instead? Maybe you should just buy that. And more often than not, I end up with something better just by doing that sort of mental audit, you know. Like, Jesus Christ, I hate using this tool. Like, let's not crush our electronics again. Yeah, like I said, bought some cheap Chinese junk, and you know how that goes. Cheap Chinese junk being what it is. It's cheap, works for what you need it to do most of the time. And then you're like, okay. Yeah. Alright, sure. I mean, I guess that works. Well, I've seen nothing touching. I got some, I don't know if you can see there, but that guy, that little resistor or whatever, is hitting the TPU. But the fix for that is actually incredibly simple. You just rip that guy right off the board. No. That's not what you do. Oh boy. Let's think the battery's fully charged? I think it might be.
Battery fully charged. Battery fully charged. Battery fully charged.
I know it's fully charged. So it would be fully charged. Alright. As I was saying, yeah, you don't do any of that. All you do is you come in here and you just kind of shave off whatever you don't need. And you try like hell not to destroy anything in the process. So we'll just do a little quick slice like that. And it'll come down like this from the top. And we'll just kind of back and forth a little bit. Slice that off. And that ought to do it, I reckon. Yep. There it is. Well, mostly. Let me get the other side now. Oh, come on. You got a pain in my ass. Alright, this is the back. I want the back. Come down. And just slice gently right into our hand. Oh. Yeah. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And if not, yeah. There it is. So that's what I've done. I've sliced into the mount just enough to clear those two little just like so. And if we had ruined them, we'd just print some new ones. Yeah, I like that. See, they fit perfectly now. In fact, I'm really quite pleased with that, how that came out. Yeah. So, next question. Do we just mount the crossfire right on top? Yep. That's what we're going to do. Alright. Get these guys script into a little pile. Take this off. And nice and gentle like. And then we will cut our wires to length. Just do 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. I'm guessing. Just a little bit long. God, I hate doing this. Perfect. Also perfect. Let's tin this guy up. This thing's got to be almost done. 95%. Yep. Okie dokie. Do the far one first, I guess. Let's use tweezers so we don't burn the shit out of our hand. Alright, here we go. Okay. Of course I would flip that around, wouldn't I? Yeah. That's okay. You just have to be content with imperfection. Yeah. Lord knows I am. There we go. One motor done. On to the next. I'm just gonna stretch it on about there. Yeah, it's just a little long. It'll be all right. Good. Okay. Yeah. Going to go see my dad. Should be fun. Exchange Christmas gifts because we're going to be. We have to do 3 Christmases. Because my folks are divorced, and so I got to go to see my dad and see my mom, and then go see my wife's parents, who also live close enough anyway. So they're coming over Christmas Eve, actually. We're doing it then. Big gift exchange. We're going over this weekend, Saturday. Doing the gifts there. Mostly it's just for Emma. When you have kids, that's what's more important. That's the fun part anyway. I'm not really super happy about that. Okay, I'll take that. You know, I kind of like the spacing on this flight controller. It's really not all that bad. I'm pleasantly surprised. You know? I gotta say, I was kind of expecting crap. But it's always nice when it doesn't turns out to defy your expectations in a good way. You know? Always nice. Itty bitty pads. Play along at home. The itty bitty drinking game. Every time I say itty bitty, you drink. Alright. How are we looking? 54 minutes. Alright. We are trucking along, people. Let's finish this up. Call it a night. I think. I gotta charge. Oh shit, I probably should have been charging, huh? Charge 2 4S's for my goggles. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, last but not least, all right, good deal, donezo. Alright, I'm going to pause here for a second. Alright, I just checked on my print and it is done. And this is what that print is going to look like. And it just, we'll just tuck these guys off to the side a little bit and slip it right on in like so. And what we'll do to kind of keep it in place is we'll just put a little bungee on it. A little elastic band. I've got one sitting up here somewhere. Anyway, run a little elastic band over it and that'll keep it kind of canted back a little bit, and that should do it. Yeah. We can you can adjust the angle up a little bit or down, so, and it should sit down right over top of our actually this is the front, so it should sit down right on top of our board like so and get held in place, and there it is. That's our how our whoop's going to look there. So pretty happy with that. Now I haven't yet pulled these off. Yeah. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. We're still recording. Good. Always good to double check your cams. I know I lose footage. Once I turn them on, I don't like to turn them off until I'm done. And I don't care how much footage I record. But the cameras have a different mind. So my face cam is a little Sony Handycam, and it's $200, okay? And the reason I got it is because the iPhone I had been using would take hours and hours and hours to process like 45 minutes worth of video and make it so that I could download it to the PC, you know. And if I gotta wait like 3 or 4 hours for my video, that's 3 or 4 hours that I gotta figure out something else to do before I even know if it recorded my video correctly. You know what I mean? It's just too much work. I don't have time for that. And this little Sony Handycam, it's just a little trooper. It's literally the most flawless camera I own, right? $200. It does the absolute bare minimum I could ask of it. Record me. Doesn't even have a microphone input, right? So I can't even connect up my nice microphone to it. My overhead is a much more expensive camera, and it's giving me nothing but trouble. Yeah, I don't understand it. Okay. So we've got little tiny pads, and let's figure out what those are. So, when in doubt, go to Google. So Google, or what am I doing? We want wiring diagram, teeny F4. There it is. See? Camera stopped. Oh, a cocksucker. Alright, well, I'm going to call it there then, because my camera shit the bed. I don't like that.